Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into some seriously cool ways to make extra money?
Always.
We're going to be checking out 25 different methods,
Wow, 25.
all pulled from a NerdWallet article. It's dated October 17th, 2024.
Oh, nice and recent.
So you know it's fresh. With inflation still kind of biting,
Ugh. Tell me about it.
I think we could all use a little boost, right?
Sure, sure.
And get this deep dive covers both online and A&D offline options.
Oh, very cool.
So whether you're a tech wizard or prefer something a bit more hands-on, we've got you covered.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's really fascinating how many different paths there are to earning extra income these days.
It is. It really is.
It's like the possibilities are endless.
They are. Speaking of different paths,
Okay.
the article kicks off with freelancing.
Okay, cool.
And get this, it's not just a fad, it's still booming.
Really?
Sites like Upwork and Fiverr are connecting skilled people with clients all over the world.
It really is remarkable. You know what caught my eye?
Mm,
Computer security jobs. They saw a whopping 27.1% increase in the second quarter of 2024 on freelancer.com.
wow, 27.1%. That's huge. Why do you think that is? Is it because everything's online these days?
I think that's definitely a factor.
Right.
But I also think it's tied to the increasing sophistication of cyber attacks.
Mm.
Businesses are realizing they need to step up their security game, and that translates into a surge in demand for specialists who can protect their data.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like a digital arms race.
In a way, yeah.
And the article also highlights how AI is shaking things up in the freelance world.
Oh, interesting.
Skills like SEO and AI content editing are in high demand,
No kidding.
with some writers earning over $100 an hour.
Wow. $100 an hour.
$100 an hour just for editing with AI. Do you really need to be a tech genius to do that? Tell me more.
So you don't need to be a coding whiz or anything like that.
Right.
But a solid understanding of AI tools and how to apply them effectively is essential. Think of it this way. These tools can help you work smarter, not harder, allowing you to deliver high-quality content faster.
So someone listening right now who's a decent writer,
Yeah.
maybe they're already doing some freelance work,
Right.
could potentially upskill themselves and tap into this AI market.
Exactly, yeah.
Cool.
There are tons of online resources and courses that can help you get up to speed on these technologies.
Very cool. It's like a whole new world of opportunity opening up.
Definitely.
Now, for those who might not be writers but still enjoy the online world, the article mentions usertesting.com.
Usertesting.com.
You get paid to evaluate websites and apps, all from the comfort of your own home.
I've actually tried usertesting.com myself, and it's surprisingly fun.
Really?
Yeah. Companies get valuable feedback, and you get paid for your time and insights.
So it's a win-win for everyone involved.
Exactly.
And I heard there's a little bit of a game element to it.
There is.
Payments vary depending on the length of the test.
Yeah, that's right. Keeps things interesting.
Speaking of interesting, the article reminds us that AI's impact goes far beyond just the freelance world.
Right.
PwC predicts a massive $3.7 trillion impact from AI by 2030.
3.7 trillion.
That's almost mind-boggling.
It's a lot of money.
It's not just pocket change.
No.
It sounds like AI is here to stay, and those who can harness its power will be in a great position.
Absolutely.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's worth considering how you might leverage AI tools in your existing work,
Uh.
or even explore teaching others how to use them.
I like the way you're thinking.
Thanks.
Okay, so we talked about high earning potential with freelancing and AI.
Okay.
But what about those classic online surveys? Are those still a thing?
Oh, the surveys.
Can you actually make any real money from them?
Well, the article does mention sites like Swagbucks and Survey Junkie,
Yeah.
which offer rewards for completing surveys.
Hmm.
But let's be realistic, it's more about earning gift cards or small rewards.
Okay.
Think fun money rather than, paying the bills.
So more like treating yourself to a latte than paying the rent.
Exactly.
Okay.
But hey, if you enjoy sharing your opinions and want to earn a little something on the side, it's a harmless way to spend some free time.
Yeah, I can see the appeal.
Yeah,
It's like getting paid for your thoughts.
exactly.
Now, shifting gears a bit,
Okay.
the article talks about blogging and how affiliate marketing can be a potential goldmine for those with a decent amount of traffic.
Right.
Some people even make a full-time living from it.
That's true. Some bloggers have built entire businesses around affiliate marketing.
Really?
Yeah, but it's not as simple as just slapping a few links on a page.
Right.
Building trust with your audience and genuinely recommending products or services you believe in is key.
So it's about more than just making a quick buck.
Absolutely.
It's about building a community and providing real value.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Can you give us an example of how a blogger might do this successfully?
Sure. So let's say you have a travel blog. Instead of just linking to any random hotel booking site,
Right.
you could partner with a specific company that aligns with your values, perhaps one that focuses on sustainable travel.
Hmm. Okay.
You could share your personal experiences and highlight why you recommend this particular company.
Gotcha.
That kind of authenticity resonates with readers.
It makes sense. It's about providing genuine recommendations, not just pushing products.
Exactly.
So for someone who's thinking about starting a blog,
Yeah.
what would you say is the most important thing to focus on?
I would definitely say building an engaged audience.
Okay.
You need people who trust your recommendations and are genuinely interested in what you have to say.
Right.
That takes time, effort, and consistent, high-quality content.
So it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's
Even-
about building something meaningful over time.
It is.
Speaking of building things, the article features Etsy as a platform for turning creativity into cold, hard cash.
Etsy. Yeah, I love Etsy.
And with 96 million active buyers and over $13 billion in sales in 2023 alone, the market for handmade goods is clearly thriving.
It's amazing how Etsy has empowered individual creators to reach a global audience.
Totally.
It's like a virtual craft fair that's open 24/7.
Exactly. So for someone listening who might have a hidden crafting talent,
Yeah.
what would you say is the best way to get started on Etsy? Do you need to be a professional artist or something?
Not at all.
Okay.
The beauty of Etsy is that it embraces all levels of experience.
Cool.
Start by identifying what you enjoy making,
Hmm.
whether it's jewelry, pottery, candles, or even custom pet portraits.
Custom pet portraits, you say?
Yeah, why not?
Now that's an idea. Okay, so you figure out what you want to make, then what? Do you just snap a few pictures with your phone and hope for the best?
Not quite. Presentation is key.
Gotcha.
Take high-quality photos that showcase your products in the best light. Write clear and concise descriptions that highlight what makes your items unique.
Huh.
And don't underestimate the power of good customer service.
So it's about treating your Etsy shop like a real business, not just a hobby.
Exactly.
I like that. Now, for those who might be more literary-minded,
Okay.
the article dives into the world of self-publishing with Amazon KDP.
Amazon KDP, yeah.
Apparently, it's a surprisingly accessible way to share your writing with the world,
Cool.
with royalty rates up to 70%.
70%, that's amazing.
That's quite a tempting figure.
It is.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
While self-publishing has opened doors for many authors,
Right.
it's important to remember that the ebook market is incredibly competitive.
It is very competitive.
So it's not a guaranteed path to riches and literary stardom.
Well, it's certainly possible to achieve success,
Right.
but it requires more than just writing a good book. You need a strong marketing strategy, a professionally designed cover, and a thorough understanding of the self-publishing process.
So I guess that makes sense. It's like any business, you need to invest time and effort to make it work. But for those who have a story to tell and are willing to put in the work, self-publishing can be a really empowering option.
Absolutely. It gives authors complete control over their work and the potential to reach a global audience.
That's really cool. It's like cutting out the middleman and connecting directly with readers.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of connecting with an audience,
Yes.
the article also talks about monetizing blogs and YouTube channels with ads,
Okay.
but it emphasizes the need to build a substantial audience before you start seeing any real returns.
Right, that's a crucial point.
Yeah.
Building a loyal following takes time and effort.
Hmm.
You can't just expect to upload a few videos or write a couple of blog posts and start raking in the cash.
So what kind of numbers are we talking about here? How many subscribers or views do you need to actually start making money?
So for YouTube's partner program, you need at least 1,000 subscribers,
Okay.
although you can access some features with 500.
Gotcha.
And for Google AdSense, you need to earn at least $100 before you can cash out.
So there are some hurdles to overcome.
There are.
But once you reach those milestones, it opens up a whole new revenue stream.
Yeah,
And I guess it makes sense to have those thresholds in place, right?
absolutely.
It ensures a certain level of quality and viewership.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about influencer life for a moment.
Okay.
The article touches on Instagram and TikTok as platforms where people are making serious bank.
Oh, yeah.
But it stresses that you need a large and engaged following before brands will even look your way.
Right. It's not just about vanity metrics anymore. It's about building genuine influence which involves authenticity, engagement, and a strong personal brand.
So it's not enough to just post pretty pictures and hope for the best.
Not really, no.
What else is involved?
You need to connect with your audience on a deeper level.
Okay.
Share your story, your values, your passions, engage in conversations, respond to comments, and build a community around your content.
So it's about building relationships, not just racking up followers. That makes a lot of sense. And on that note of online hustles,
Yeah.
the article highlights Twitch,
Twitch, okay.
a platform where gamers can actually earn money through donations, subscriptions, and even ad revenue once they hit certain milestones.
Twitch is fascinating
Yeah.
because it's created an entire ecosystem where skilled gamers can turn their passion into a career.
That is pretty cool.
But it's a highly competitive world, so standing out requires more than just gaming skills.
I imagine personality plays a big role, right?
Absolutely.
It's about being entertaining and engaging, not just being good at the game.
It is. Think of it like building your own little entertainment empire.
Okay, we've covered a ton of online options already.
We have.
But don't worry, we're not done yet. The NerdWallet article also features a bunch of offline ways to make money.
Oh, cool.
And that's where we'll pick up in part 2 of this deep dive.
Looking forward to it. Welcome back. Ready to dive into some offline money-making methods?
Absolutely. I'm curious to see what's out there beyond the digital world.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to just, step away from the screen for a bit.
I agree. And I think some people might be surprised at how many viable options there are that don't involve a computer or a smartphone.
Right.
The article actually starts at something super simple, selling gently used clothes.
Oh, yeah, it's a classic for a reason.
It is.
It's a great way to declutter your closet. A&D, make some extra cash.
Exactly. You can hit up local consignment shops if you want a quick sale, or try online platforms like ThreadUp and Poshmark, potentially for higher earnings.
Yeah.
Have you ever sold clothes online?
I've dabbled in it a bit, yeah.
How'd it go?
It's not always a quick process,
Right.
but the key is to take good photos, write accurate descriptions, and be patient.
So it's kind of like running a mini boutique from your closet.
I like that. Yeah, it's like your own little fashion marketplace.
And while we're on the topic of decluttering,
Right?
the article mentions trading in old phones and electronics for cash.
Oh, yeah, those dusty gadgets.
I bet a lot of people have a drawer full of old phones and stuff just gathering dust.
Absolutely. And there's so many platforms for this now.
Yeah.
Swappa, Gazelle, eBay, even those eco ATM kiosks you see at the mall.
Oh yeah, the kiosks.
You can get instant cash for your old devices.
Instant cash.
Yeah.
That's tempting. But before anyone rushes off to sell their old phone, any tips for making sure it's done safely?
Oh, that's a really good point. Data security is crucial.
It is.
Make sure you completely wipe your phone or computer clean before selling it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want any of your personal information falling into the wrong hands.
Excellent point. Okay, now for something a bit more hands-on. The article mentions babysitting as a side hustle.
Babysitting, yeah.
And before anyone thinks this is just for teenagers,
Right.
they actually frame it as a viable option for people of various age groups.
That's great. I think people sometimes limit their thinking about who can do certain jobs.
Yeah, I agree.
If you have the skills and the patience to care for little ones, there's definitely a market for it.
And there are plenty of ways to find clients, too.
Yeah.
Platforms like Care.com and Sitter City, word-of-mouth referrals, even local community boards.
Good old-fashioned networking.
Speaking of things you can do locally, have you ever considered renting out your car?
Renting out my car. I have to admit, I'm a little attached to my vehicle.
I understand that.
But I can see the appeal for someone who doesn't use their car every day.
Exactly.
Maybe they work from home or take public transit most of the time.
Right. Services like GetAround and Turo make it super easy.
I've heard of those, yeah.
You just set your own rates and availability,
Okay.
and they handle all the booking and insurance stuff.
So you don't have to deal with all the logistics.
Exactly. Of course, you have to weigh the potential earnings against any potential wear and tear on your car.
Right, that's a good point.
But it could be a really great way to turn a depreciating asset, your car,
Yeah.
into an income stream.
I'm intrigued. I'd want to do a bit more research, but it's certainly worth considering, especially since the article also talks about those, the rising costs of car ownership these days.
Exactly. And speaking of different ways to use your skills, this next one is all about variety. Have you heard of TaskRabbit?
Oh, yes. TaskRabbit, it's like the go-to platform for getting things done.
It is.
From furniture assembly to running errands, it's like having a personal assistant on demand.
Exactly. And what's really cool is they also offer virtual tasks like research and data entry.
Oh, so you don't even have to leave your house.
You don't.
That's great for people who prefer to work remotely or have limited mobility.
I agree.
It really shows how the gig economy is evolving.
To meet different needs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, this next one is a classic, tutoring.
Tutoring. Good old-fashioned tutoring.
The article positions it as a potentially lucrative option for those with expertise in in-demand subjects.
Right. If you've got the knowledge, share it.
It's really rewarding, you know?
It is.
You get to share your knowledge, help others succeed.
It's a win-win. And it's not just for academic subjects either.
Oh, that's right.
You could tutor people in music, art, language, anything you're passionate about and knowledgeable in.
Absolutely.
The article mentions Craigslist, Tutor.com, and Care.com as starting points for finding clients.
Those are great resources. And, don't forget about local networking.
Good point.
Schools, community centers, even libraries
Mm-hmm.
can be great places to advertise your services.
All right, let's talk about something that's become a bit of a modern phenomenon, ride sharing.
Oh, yeah, Uber and Lyft and all those.
The article presents them as pretty accessible ways to earn money by driving,
Right.
but it does caution about factoring in costs like gas and maintenance.
Yeah, you don't want to end up losing money on what's supposed to be a side hustle.
Exactly. And of course, safety is paramount.
Always, always.
But the article highlights the appeal of those quick payouts with ride sharing,
Right.
some of which are even instant.
Yeah, that's a big draw for some people.
Right, that could be a game changer for someone who needs to access their earnings quickly.
Definitely, the immediacy of payment can be really helpful.
And right alongside ride sharing, we have the boom in delivery services.
Oh, yeah, the delivery craze.
The article covers food delivery with companies like Instacart, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, and package delivery with Amazon Flex.
It's incredible how these services have transformed the way we live.
I know, right?
And they've created so many flexible earning opportunities.
And what's really interesting is that some of these services allow deliveries via bike or scooter,
Oh, that's great.
which widens accessibility for people who don't own a car.
Exactly. It lowers the barrier to entry for so many people.
Okay, let's shift gears to something a bit more low-key, house sitting.
House sitting? Oh, I love house sitting.
You do?
Yeah. It's like a mini vacation where you get paid
Sounds pretty great.
to stay in someone else's sometimes really beautiful home.
And you can find gigs through personal networks or platforms like housesitter.com.
Lots of options.
But before anyone jumps into house sitting, any essential things to keep in mind?
Yeah, I would say safety and liability are key.
Good point.
Make sure you're comfortable with the responsibilities involved.
Right.
And that both you and the homeowner are protected in case anything unexpected happens.
Great advice. Okay, this next one has always kind of intrigued me. Mystery shopping.
Mystery shopping. Oh, that's interesting.
The article describes it as a way to earn money by evaluating businesses from a customer's perspective.
So you're like an undercover agent for customer service.
It does have that kind of air of intrigue.
It does.
But the article stresses the importance of doing your research to avoid scams.
Yeah, good point.
So where's a good place to start looking for legitimate mystery shopping gigs?
There are a few well-established companies in this field, like IntelliShop, Bestmark, and Sinclair Customer Metrics.
Okay,
But as always, due diligence is essential.
of course.
Check online reviews, look for a Better Business Bureau profile, and never ever give out sensitive personal information up front.
Excellent advice. Now for our final offline money-making method.
Okay, what is it?
We're going high-tech, literally. The article mentions using drones for photography and videography.
Drones, that's cool.
It's presented as a potentially lucrative skill.
I can see that. Drones have opened up a whole new world for photography and video.
They really have, but there's a bit more to it than just buying a drone and pointing it at things.
I imagine so.
You actually need to be FAA registered and certified
Okay.
to fly a drone for commercial purposes.
That makes sense. Safety first.
Exactly. So it's not just a hobby, it's a profession.
It adds a level of professionalism and ensures that drone operators are, knowledgeable and responsible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, we've covered a ton of ground today.
We have.
We've explored all 25 ways to make money from the NerdWallet article.
From A to Z.
From online freelancing and crafting to offline gigs like babysitting and house sitting.
Wow, I'm exhausted.
I know, me too. But I'm also really inspired.
Me too. It's been a fascinating journey.
It really has. Through the ever-evolving world of income generation.
And the best part is,
So let's dive into that. The NerdWallet article highlighted a few major red flags to watch out for.
okay.
What stood out to you?
I'd say one of the biggest ones is those opportunities that require you to pay upfront fees
Okay.
or to purchase expensive certifications.
Right.
Legitimate businesses and platforms, they rarely operate that way.
That's a great point. It's like the old saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Exactly.
What else should listeners be wary of?
Another big red flag is any request for sensitive personal information up front,
Okay.
like your social security number or your credit card details.
Right.
Always be cautious about who you're sharing that information with.
Absolutely. If something feels off or you're getting pressured to provide information you're not comfortable with, trust your gut and walk away.
I agree, totally.
There are so many legitimate opportunities out there that don't require you to compromise your security.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's always a good idea to just do your own research before jumping into anything.
Good.
A simple Google search can reveal a lot about a company or a platform. Check for online reviews.
Okay.
Look for a Better Business Bureau profile.
Gotcha.
And see if anyone has reported any, negative experiences.
Right.
Maybe on forums or like Reddit.
That's a great idea. It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of a potential, money-making opportunity.
Right.
But taking the time to do your due diligence can really save you a lot of hassle and heartache.
It really can. It's much better to err on the side of caution.
I think so, too.
And remember, if you're ever unsure about the legitimacy of an opportunity, don't hesitate to reach out to someone you trust.
Great advice.
Get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Talk to a friend, a family member, maybe even a financial advisor.
Yeah, they can offer a different perspective.
Exactly. There's no shame in seeking guidance.
I agree.
It's a sign of intelligence, not weakness.
I love that. I think we've covered some really important ground today.
Yeah, we have.
We explored 25 diverse ways to make extra money from freelancing and blogging, to babysitting and mystery shopping.
A whole range of options.
We talked about the potential of AI and the importance of building genuine influence online.
It's a brave new world out there.
It is. And we've emphasized the need for caution and research to avoid scams.
Stay safe out there, everyone.
Exactly. Protect yourselves. So I hope our listeners are feeling inspired and empowered to explore some of these avenues for themselves.
Me too.
Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Right?
The best side hustle is the one that aligns with your skills, your interests, and your lifestyle.
It's about finding what works for you.
It is. And don't be afraid to get creative. The world of income generation is constantly evolving.
It is.
So stay curious, stay informed, and never stop exploring new possibilities.
Those are words to live by.
They are. Those are words to live by. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep learning, keep hustling, and keep reaching for your financial goals.
See you next time.